Thank you for the kia karanga. I declare this congregation to be in session. Please remain standing and join with us in singing the traditional graduation song, Gaudeamus, the words of which are on the screen. Please be seated. Ina waka, ina mono whakahi, ina taiwha, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia orana, talofa lava, malo e leo mali, whakalofa lahi atu, talohani, whakatalofa atu, nisa bula. Nimenhau, Massey, Mahaba. A very warm welcome to this your ceremony, one of 3 here in Palmerston North today that complete the graduations for this year. My name is Chris Kelly. I'm a proud Massey graduate and have served on the Massey Council since 2005 and have been Chancellor for the past year. At today's ceremonies we have a total of 393 graduating, 39 of whom will be given the highest qualification the university offers, a doctoral degree. At this ceremony we have 124 graduates, 25 master's recipients and 20 doctorates, all from the College of Sciences. By the end of this year, Massey University will have produced a total of 6,295 new graduates, bringing our total alumni family around the world to more than 126,000. Graduation Day is a day of celebration, an opportunity for the university and you, your whānau, your family and friends to recognise your hard work and success. Technology now makes it easier to share your big day with a wider audience. All our ceremonies are streamed live on the internet, and there is a link on the Massey homepage, which I'm sure many of the more technologically minded of you in today's audience will have already located. Please feel free to text, tweet, or email a link to anybody you know who are unable to attend today. It will be a permanent record of what I am sure for many of you will be amongst one of your proudest moments. And while talking of recognition, it's important to remember to thank all of those people who have backed you and contributed to your success during your studies, family, friends, and importantly the faculty and support staff of the university. To ensure you don't forget, I would like you to join me in acknowledging them now. The ceremony we are about to go through today is traditional. It has its roots in graduation ceremonies developed some 800 years ago. The traditions such as the robes we wear, capping, the mace, the singing of Gaudeamus and awarding honorary degrees to outstanding citizens link us to the strong heritage of universities. Universities are institutions of higher learning in which the teaching and learning environment is provided by academics actively involved in the creation of new knowledge through research and scholarship. You will graduate today as a beneficiary of a university education. As university graduates, you will be critical to the future social, economic and cultural development of your communities. As a graduate of Massey University, you will inherit the reputation of this highly regarded institution. The reputation of a university is built on the achievements of its past and current faculty and its past students. Evidence of the achievements of our faculty and alumni like Sir Richard Taylor, Kate Sylvester and Sir Graham Henry, to mention a few, is all around us. We pride ourselves in producing people who put New Zealand on the global map for its innovation, creativity, research and teaching. And we celebrate our can-do graduates who get out there and make a difference. It is this performance track that allows us to rightly claim to be the engine that will drive the new New Zealand. The number of accolades, awards, prizes and other recognitions received this year by our current students and faculty indicates our track record will continue to grow. The university is a major New Zealand business with a turnover of more than $400 million per year and is a very significant employer in the 3 regions in which it has a presence. The management is led by the Vice-Chancellor, who's the equivalent of the Chief Executive Officer. Governance is a responsibility of the University Council, consisting of a mixture of appointees being members elected by students, staff and our large alumni body of close to 130,000 graduates, and many others who have worked as staff in the university. You may be aware that the government has plans to reduce the size of all university councils in New Zealand to a maximum of 12 members, on the grounds that this will result in a greater commercial focus, faster and better decision making. However, in my view, a university is much more than just a business. For example, its prices are controlled by government's fee-setting regulations. A university has social responsibilities to its students, to its staff, and to advance learning to society as a whole. Its range of stakeholders are much wider than a company's and therefore demands a much wider representation. Going forward, we must ensure that we retain diversity on this university's governing body. It's important on these occasions to celebrate some of Massey's successes. We have a firm eye on the future and this year launched our updated strategy called Shaping the Nation and Taking the Best to the World. The short title is The Road to 2025, and the major shift is to push out our time horizon to just over a decade from now and put in place our responses to the forces that drive not just Massey's future but New Zealand's. Things like globalisation, technology-enabled learning, population diversity, partnerships with other organisations around the world, and of course the growth of our largest city, Auckland. Earlier this year, our Vice-Chancellor, the Honourable Steve Mahari, visited China, a visit that coincided with a delegation led by the Prime Minister. We have a strong commitment to grow our opportunities in the international arena, and our expertise, particularly in the agri-food area, creates enormous potential for growth in Asia. Last week, as many of you will be aware, Chinese President Xi Jinping visited New Zealand along with his wife, China's so-called First Lady, Madam Peng Liyuan. At a special graduation ceremony in our campus in Wellington on Thursday, Massey confirmed upon Madam Peng an honorary doctorate in literature. And Massey's long-standing and close connections with China and its universities, government bodies, through our students, staff and alumni, will be permanently strengthened by that further association. One of the advantages Massey has in its globalisation agenda is that we're a diverse university with a broad range of strengths. There are many compatibilities in those areas of strength, in design and in arts. Agriculture, in which we are now ranked 19th in the world, an outstanding achievement in my view, is underpinned by science and food production, which remains New Zealand's biggest business. And this in turn links to nutrition and health, both human and animal. Our diversity in campuses and modes of learning gives students options that other providers are unable to offer. In Manawatu, our original and largest campus, we have several major construction programs underway. These include restoration and seismic strengthening of the Sir Geoffrey Perrin building, part of a $58 million heritage restoration, and the Hokowhitu relocation project, together with a $75 million upgrade and expansion of the veterinary complex that will enable us to graduate up to 40 additional vets from one of our signature programs. We also have exciting plans for future development of the Food HQ Super Campus in partnership with several neighbouring research organisations. Many of you will be aware that 2014 marks 50 years since Massey became a university. Our roots as an agricultural college go back to 1927 and through our design school in Wellington to the 19th century. This year also marks 50 years of our groundbreaking and world-leading food technology program. The faculty was formed to build on Massey's reputation as an institution that supported the primary industries, turning great ingredients into world-leading exports. When Massey's Bachelor of Food Technology degree was introduced in 1964, it was a first for New Zealand, and today this innovative degree continues to ensure Massey leads New Zealand in the education of food technologists. Currently, we face some challenges with a softening of enrolments being felt across the sector, but we have been given an opportunity to grow by the Tertiary Education Commission next year, provided we can enrol those students. It's important that young people recognise the value of ongoing learning and tertiary qualifications in a world where the nature of employment and the types of jobs people do is changing rapidly. That means those who succeed will be those who have learned how to learn and how to adopt and adapt. Congratulations to all of you who have taken that challenge to be where you are today. You will graduate proud of that achievement, but also honoured by the reputational mantle that you have inherited. I challenge you to go forth as Massey alumni, to make your own contribution, to grow your own reputation, and in doing so add further to the proud heritage you are now part of. As part of your journey, we anticipate many of you will come back to us as you face the never-ending quest to keep your skills and knowledge up to date. You can be assured that Massey will be there to meet that need, whether it be through a course of full-time study or part-time through our world-class distance learning program. Finally, I would urge you to stay connected with your alma mater and your university family through our active alumni association. Congratulations, continue to work hard and enjoy yourselves. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. By the authority of the Council of Massey University, I, Christopher Kelly, Chancellor, will now award the certificates and diplomas and confer the degrees on those to be presented and to those in absentia.
Chancellor, the Program Director for the Bachelor of Agri-Science and the Program Director for the Bachelor of Science will present to you graduates and recipients of certificates, diplomas and degrees in the College of Sciences.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Diploma in Exercise Science the candidate I am about to name. Philip Paul Dallow. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Certificate in Science and Technology the candidate I am about to name. Leah Leslie Caldwell Watson. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Diploma in Science and Technology the candidates I am about to name. Robert John Ailey. Chancellor, this award is made posthumously and will be collected on behalf of Robert John Ailey by his parents John and Wendy Ailey. Marius Bruin. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Agri-Science the graduands I'm about to name. Celestina Maria Antonia Lopez de Fonseca. Nicholas John Rayner. Major Zhao. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science the graduand I'm about to name. Reid Jared Benge. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Engineering the graduands I'm about to name. Kane Warren Chapman. Richard Jenkinson. Yi Hin Kwok. Anton Michael Sluton. Ethan Tay Chen Tay. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours the graduands I'm about to name. Man Ho Kam, second class honours. Not here? Thomas David Phillips, second class honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Food Technology the graduands I'm about to name. Shafika Binte Badrul. Sampurna Tulsi Tama. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Food Technology with Honours the graduands I'm about to name. Yi San Chuk. Jiaxi Dong, second class honours. Justin Brandon Ma, second class honours. Jane Elizabeth McBreen, second class honours. Dan Wu, first class honours. Thank you, Chancellor.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Information Sciences the graduands I'm about to name. Sarah Ibrahim Hussein Al-Bahadli. Frederick Christian Botha. Kyle James Foley. Callum John Gavin, Massey Scholar. Martin Paul Johnson. Ryan James Murphy. Tristan Stephen Treadwell. Xiaoping Wang. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Science the graduands I'm about to name. Rodney James Alexander. Eleanor Rose Ernst. Bronwyn K. Bevan. Jesse Blue James Bird. Jacinta Marie Bridger. Barry Peter Carr. Lucy Wesley Coleman. Sandeep Bharadwaj Dharma. Alicia Renee Tatiri. Kelsey Elizabeth Jewis. Selena Rochelle DeProse. Alexander Philip George Gibbs. Jessica Louise Hammond. Omar Ehab Hamuda. Kelsey Nicole Hayward. Mariba Noel Ishala Hindig. Jordan Gim Chili. Irina Crystal Nadia Logan. Leonie Ruth Mackenzie Massey Scholar. Callum Mark Morris. Anna Rose Sheeran. Shibu Singh. Emily Antonia Strumbergen. Felicity Jane Tefota. Virginia Thompson.
The last one's gone, so this is the final one.
Nicolette Faye Walker. Thank you, Chancellor.
It is now my great pleasure to invite Dr. Helen Anderson, QSO, Massey University Council Member and Company Director, to address the graduands. Dr. Helen Anderson was Chief Executive of the Ministry of Research, Science and Technology for 6 years, and before that was Morst's Chief Scientific Advisor for more than 5 years. Helen has a PhD in seismology from the University of Cambridge and has worked as a researcher for nearly 20 years, studying large-scale earthquakes and plate tectonics in New Zealand. For the last 4 years, she's been a professional director, and she is now chair of BRA NZ and Fulbright New Zealand, as well as a board member at Dairy NZ and NIWA. She's a member of the National Council of the Institute of Directors and of Massey University Council. She also chairs or is a member of 4 government advisory committees. Helen is a companion of the Queen's Service Order, a fellow of the Institute of Directors, and is a member of Global Women. She's certainly never bored.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Council members, academic leaders, graduands and family members. Well, this is an absolutely wonderful day for everyone here, especially the graduands, but also for your families and for those who've taught and guided you to this point. All of you now bear the burden of their expectations and hopes. And that's about what and where this wonderful experience of a Massey graduation, Massey education is going to lead you. So what I'm going to talk to you about for a few minutes is where it might lead you, and that probably and hopefully will be something you've never even dreamed of if you use this leaping point really well. So today I'm going to talk briefly about my own journey, and then I'm going to give you 3 tips of things that I've learnt that might help you avoid a few pitfalls that I've fallen into. As you've heard, I'm now what is grandly described as a professional director. That means that I sit on boards and councils like the Massey one and the others you've heard about as well, and a few others. In all of those, I'm not there because they need my technical skills as a scientist or an engineer or whatever your technical skills are. But that's because I bring another perspective to the board table. So I'm going to go back now to when I first graduated with my BSc Honours It was at that other place up there in Auckland. When I was sitting where you are sitting now, and I was feeling relieved and very excited about the future. Now, when I first left school, I thought I was going to be a physics and maths teacher. And many people think that a lot of physics and maths students have been spared a terrible fate. Because those people had been my heroes at school. But then I went to university and I discovered the amazing beauty that is geology. Understanding that the story that the Earth has to tell us in both its soil and its landscapes, its history and its power, is something that even now feels to me like a wonderful cryptic crossword that's just waiting to offer up another clue. So I got my first degree in geology, so that was my first change in direction, not my last. Having taken my first steps in getting my first job in DSIR, some of you may even remember what that stands for, a research organisation, I then felt a strong thirst to do more, but using my physics and maths a bit more. And I won a scholarship to go to Cambridge to do my PhD. That changed my course yet again, as I went on to study, as Chris has mentioned, large-scale plate tectonic motions and large earthquakes in the Mediterranean. I brought those skills back to New Zealand and worked in laboratories and led research teams for about another 10 years or so as a researcher after that. Then a lucky break. There are always lucky breaks, but you've got to find them. That then led me to be appointed to a government advisory panel for science funding, and I discovered the world of government and policy. Now, that might not sound like a magical moment to you, but what I saw was that the world in which I sat fitted together in a very different way, and so another major plan change was in the wind. I became Chief Scientist and then Chief Executive of the Ministry of Research, Science and Technology. And now, when I walked across the stage, that was never a dream for me, never. But it turned out to be absolutely my dream job. And that was a great privilege. But after about 10 or so years, I felt like I needed to challenge myself a bit more. So nearly 5 years ago, I decided that I needed to change direction again. Third change, major change of direction. And that was because I'm especially interested in the corporate world and how it is steered to create the best possible outcomes for us as a society, and hence my roles in governance. But I have to tell you, I'm not there yet. I've stretched my own boundaries, but I've not reached the edge yet, and there's much more I have to learn. And so I'm going back to your future graduates, which is that I've enrolled in a Massey distance learning course to do a summer school course in finance, an area that I need to get some better skills in. Now, I have to say, that has been a pretty scary but wonderfully enlightening process as I've registered as a student, learned to use Stream. How many of you can do that? Quite a few. And even more challenging, I'm learning to learn again. So I'm doing assignments, I'm reading for substance rather than my usual skimming over the top of stuff, and I'm learning to use a new generation scientific calculator. Now that is quite a challenge. They've changed a lot since I last used them. But that's all part of the fun and the fear, and I'm loving it now, although in February I may not be quite as excited as exam time looms, so I know where you are. Now, I promised to give you a few tips about things that I've learnt that might help, that you might want to avoid. So there's 3 biggies I want to talk about briefly. First of all, for the scientists and engineers in your room, and that's most of you, actually, science doesn't have all the truth. This is a pretty amazing thing at this stage of your career. But the good news is that science does have a structure and a discipline of thinking that really provides critical input to societal decisions. So I have to say I do get really irritated by ill-informed discussion of things like whether the moon can trigger large earthquakes, brackets, it doesn't. But I also do respect the wisdom and knowledge of Mātauranga Māori that recognises patterns in the life cycle of weather and or the biological world that we don't yet understand. So understanding and stretching. So contributing your own thinking as a scientist is really important, but don't be so arrogant as to believe that it is the only way of thinking about issues. I'm sure you don't. The second thing I learned is that debating ideas in science is a real art form, and that doesn't always translate well into life, and especially the media. I have some pretty horrific stories about that I could share with some of you over a cup of tea later. Sir Paul Callaghan, a wonderful alumni from this university, observed that in science there is a brutal form of judgment that cares nothing for the age, status, brilliance or track record of its practitioners. So as scientists, we slug it out with ideas, but I learned fairly early on that most people that's normal people, non-scientists, don't really care about the clarity and the beauty of an argument. They just want to know things like, can I really trust this person if they tell me there's no big earthquake going to happen? While the scientific truth might be that we don't know, we do have knowledge and experience that needs to be translated into something meaningful. So most people want from us, scientists and engineers, they want answers from us, not just theoretical possibilities. So that's something we have to do in our special role as scientists in our society. The third and last thing I want to comment on is that most people think scientists are quite smart. Now that is because we know stuff like, we know words like horizontal gene transfer, quantum harmonic oscillation, source time functions of processes. I can tell you about the last one. But that's all really just a code, and others have codes too. So I think I'd challenge any of you to try being on a building site when they're talking about soffits, window head junctions, LVL 8H1.2 framing, and seriously, they do talk about stuff like that. So my message to you is use your science language when you need to feel brainy, but otherwise explain what you are doing as if you are talking to a very smart neighbour. And as a sidebar, I'd say listen carefully to your builder because she knows what she's talking about. So my final comment is getting a science degree is a wonderful start. You may well be the next Nobel Prize winner in chemistry, but you could also be Prime Minister if you manage your tweets well. An opera singer, chief executive of a charitable trust, poet laureate, or a company director or chief executive. Your science degree will take you a long way. It will take you so far, but you have to do the rest, and you have to stretch your own boundaries. So never, never stop learning, as the Chancellor was saying. And I want to finish on a wonderful quote, which I think sums up all of the messages from today by Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "Live as if you were going to die tomorrow, but learn as if you were going to live forever." Thank you.
Well done, Helen. Thank you, Dr. Anderson. That's a great example of ongoing learning and successful career changes. We will now proceed with the conferment of degrees and the award of university certificates and diplomas.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Technology the candidate I'm about to name, Karthik Raj Ramani. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Agri-Commerce the candidate I am about to name, Marcus Ronaldo Maspatella. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Environmental Management the candidate I am about to name, Angeline Swastika Chand. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Logistics and Supply Chain Management the candidates I am about to name, Nigel Rowland Colling, Abel Thangamani, with merit. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Quality Systems the candidate I'm about to name, Brent Allen Crompton. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Science the candidates I'm about to name. Lili Jia, with merit. Tasha Talib Parapurath. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Agri-Science with Honours the graduate I'm about to name. Louise Ann McCormick, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours the graduands I'm about to name. Bryce Jeffrey Clark, Second Class Honours. Poppy Purefoy Miller, First Class Honours. Andrew James Neverman, First Class Honours. Andrea Young, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Agri-Science the graduate I'm about to name. Muyi Wang, Second Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Environmental Management the graduands I'm about to name. James Nugent Piddock. Barbara Ann Rayner, with merit. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Food Technology the graduate I'm about to name. Surajwin Woon, with distinction. Chancellor, thank you.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Science the graduands I'm about to name. Louise Michelle Carr, First Class Honours. Philippa Marie Child, Second Class Honours. Elizabeth Edna Dempster, Second Class Honours. Calvin Ross Drower, First Class Honours. Zoe Amber Eridge, Second Class Honours. Alex Larissa Gurau, Second Class Honours. Megan Lang, Second Class Honours. Jonathan Likito, First Class Honours. Natasha Elizabeth McLean, First Class Honours. Noah Langa, with merit. Mackenzie Nicol, with merit. Robert Brian Silberbauer, Second Class Honours. Kate Ann Singe, Second Class Honours. Alexandra Louise Wilson, Second Class Honours. Morkel Arawan Zeman, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Technology the graduand I'm about to name, Warren Jeffrey Crawley, with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Veterinary Medicine the graduand I'm about to name, Robert George Bird. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Veterinary Studies the graduand I am about to name, Cara Lee Dawson, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Philosophy the graduands I'm about to name, Kylie Marie Horvath, with distinction. Dylan Neil Langley. Chancellor, the degrees are also conferred and the certificates and diplomas are also awarded to those who are in absentia. Thank you, Chancellor.
Josh is an 18-year-old singer with multi-instrumental from Martin and has been a student at Palmerston North Boys High School for the last 5 years. Josh labels his music as alternative soul and tries to make his music sound unique, quirky and outside the norm. He draws influence from the 60s soul music and modern alternative music in particular. Next year, Josh will move to Wellington to further his passions for music and English, and aspires to make a career out of performing. Josh will be performing Retrograde, written by James Blake.
years to go. Don't let the hurdle fall. So be the girl you loved. Be the girl you loved. And I'll wait. So show me while you're strong. Ignore everybody else. We're alone now. I'll wait. So show me while you're strong. Ignore everybody else. We're alone now. Well, suddenly I'm in, and it's this darkness of the dawn. And your friends are gone, and your friends won't come. So show me where you've been. So show me where you've been. I'll wait. So show me why you're strong. Ignore everybody else. We're alone now. We're alone now. I'll wait. I'll wait. Yeah. Suddenly I'm in. It's this darkness of the dawn, and your friends are gone, and your friends won't come. So show me where you've been. So show me where you've been. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh Ellery, for your item, and good luck for furthering your career in the capital city, Wellington. We will now proceed with the conferment of degrees and the award of university certificates and diplomas.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation the degree of Doctor of Philosophy the graduands I am about to name. Muhammad Ubra, future wireless communications systems require the use of advanced technologies to effectively enhance the use of radio resources. Mr. Ubra studied resource allocation in relay-based wireless networks under different protocols and relaying techniques. He proposed a number of computationally efficient resource allocation algorithms for a good trade-off between network throughput and fairness amongst users. Dr. Ubra. Robin Amber Atherton, Doctoral Scholar. Ms. Atherton used chloroplast DNA markers to reconstruct the translocation history of karaka, an endemic New Zealand tree. She used high-resolution melting to genotype 360 character accessions, the first large-scale multi-locus use of this technique for genotyping chloroplast halotypes. Her results are promising in their ability to trace the translocation of one of New Zealand's iconic ethnobotanical species. Dr. Atherton. Sophia Elizabeth Bloomfield. Temperature, oxygen concentrations, and pH are all important factors in an embryo's environment. Ms. Bloomfield identified many simple, practical steps that minimize changes in embryos' physical environment during in vitro fertilization. Her findings provide a basis for establishing best practice. Please welcome Dr. Bloomfield. Jean Ni Cheong. Food textural properties are perceived throughout the complex process of eating, and assessments are made from the first bite to swallowing. Ms. Cheong investigated the use of a dynamic sensory evaluation technique to explore the links between sensory sensations perceived during food oral processing. Her results provided a new, improved technique for the food industry, in particular for designing foods with desired sensory properties. Please welcome Dr. Cheong. Pranav Shitri. Fungi can make useful and harmful compounds. To control the level of these compounds, we need to understand how their production is regulated. Dr. Shitri studied the genetic regulation of dothystromin, which is a toxin that the fungal pathogen Dothystroma uses to kill pine needles. He found fundamental factors that affect toxin gene regulation and proposed that gene arrangements might reflect an important adaptation. Dr. Shitri. Mirza Chi Rich. Ms. Chirich explored the feed digestion potential of the bacterial rumen community tightly attached to feed. She developed metasecretome phage display, a new method that combines metagenomics and phage display technology. Using this approach, she has enriched and identified a wide assortment of feed digesting enzymes. Please welcome Dr. Chirich. Lydia Margaret Cranston, doctoral scholar. Mrs. Cranston conducted field and glasshouse studies to investigate the effect of drought, defoliation management, and grazing preference on a herb and legume pasture mix. She concluded that the herb and legume mix is a robust under drought and sheep grazing way of doing things. Her result has helped to define optimum grazing and management criteria. Please welcome Dr. Cranston. Melvin DeBoer. Just note we're up to 8 of 19 PhDs, so keep the noise coming. They'll need that as we move along. Reproductive tract diseases cause production loss in dairy cows. Mr. DeBoer evaluated the available diagnostic tests for these diseases and found novel associations between intrauterine bacteria, reproductive tract inflammation, and reproductive performance. He also investigated antibiotic sensitivity against bacteria from bovine uterine origin and detected a bovine herpes virus previously unknown in New Zealand. Please welcome Dr. Dubois. Michael Charles Edmondson. Mr. Edmondson worked on an industry project investigating a commercially viable, flexible, autonomous material handling system. The purpose of the system was to process delicate items. He developed an overall system with several points of technical advancement for increased system intelligence for unsupervised operation. Dr. Edmondson. Mark James Farnworth. Tools that measure and alleviate pain in cats need to be refined. Mr. Farnworth used a thermal carbon dioxide laser to determine response thresholds. His results provide a novel route to explore pain assessment and management in cats, and for those animal lovers amongst us, I understand no animals were hurt in this process. Dr. Farnworth. Juan Carlos Garcia Ramirez. Mr. Garcia Ramirez sought to understand the underlying processes that change biological diversity. He used new ideas, concepts, and molecular tools to unravel the evolution of rail birds. He has expanded our knowledge of the causes, factors, and processes operating in the generation, variation, and distribution of biological diversity using phylogenetics and population genetics analyses. Dr. Garcia Ramirez. MD Shahjahan Kabir, doctoral scholar. Dothystroma needle blight is an important fungal disease of pine species throughout the world. Mr. Kabir investigated the life cycle of this fungal pathogen and the role of a toxin it produces in pine needles. His results provide new insights into this plant pathogen interaction that will eventually lead to improved management strategies of this disease. Please welcome Dr. Kabir. Iman Kavian Ninia. Bowel cancer is one of the most common cancers in New Zealand and the second highest cause of cancer deaths. Dr. Kavian developed novel polysaccharide-based tableted carrier systems that protect the drug and deliver it to the colon. These carriers show excellent potential as colon-specific drug delivery vehicles. Please welcome Dr. Kavian Ninia. Stephen Richard Lean, doctoral scholar. GPs must be able to justify their reliance on or rejection of health information. Mr. Lean investigated practicing GPs to determine how health information is evaluated. His results show that if the full benefits of electronic health information use are to be realised, important criteria in the evaluation process should be explicitly highlighted to the GPs. Dr. Lean. Callum William Scudamore Lokay, doctoral scholar. The target set selection problem is a common problem in networks. Mr. Loke sought to apply knowledge of the topology of complex networks to the development of improved algorithms for the target set selection problem. He found it is possible to make relatively small alterations to a network in order to compute much smaller target sets. Dr. Loke. Alan Robert Morton. High rates of nitrogen fertiliser applied to kiwi fruit orchards may reduce fruit quality as well as having adverse environmental effects. Mr. Morton found that foliar applied nitrogen is an alternative way to manage the nitrogen nutrition of kiwi fruit. Foliar application of nitrogen has favourable effects on fruit quality while avoiding some of the adverse environmental effects of soil-applied nitrogen fertiliser. Murali Thiran Muthu. Duchenne and Becker muscular dystrophies are muscle wasting disorders caused by mutations in the X-linked dystrophin gene. Mr. Muthu determined that the atomic structure of the N-terminal first spectrum repeat domains from utrophin and dystrophin using X-ray crystallography. His results increase understanding of domain boundaries and aid in the construction of mini utrophin and dystrophin protein for gene therapy, and he will be available in the foyer to explain that to you after the graduation. Christian Wilhelm Sauermann. Cuperia oncorphora is not only the most common roundworm in cattle in New Zealand, it also has the most severe level of resistance to anthelmintic drugs. Mr. Sauermann studied aspects of the population dynamics of this parasite. He identified some novel insights as a first step to developing better control strategies. Please welcome Dr. Sauermann. Tina Shiharish. Genome duplication is a major force influencing plant genome evolution. Ms. Shiharish suggested that genome duplication has led to considerable genetic and epigenetic modifications in the natural polyploids of the genus Tragopogon. Her findings make a significant contribution to the knowledge of the polyploid genome evolution of plants. Please welcome and thank all of our graduates. Welcome Dr. Shiharish. Chancellor.
At the conclusion of the ceremony, guests are requested to remain in their seats until the processions have assembled in the foyer. I declare this congregation to be adjourned. Please join with us in singing the national anthem, God Defend New Zealand, led by Rongamai Teapa, the words of which are printed on the screen. We will begin with the Maori version of the anthem. Please stand.
Tua, Yagmai God of nations at thy feet, in the bonds of love.